Mark Rodriguez here, and with me is...
Jimmy Chan, also known as Ninja Jupi. You can call me Wendy. Hey guys, time for our next episode of Dragonball Daima, episode 3.
Yep, so pretty much it's like a world building episode here, and we start off with Goku, Kaioshin, and Glorio flying in their spaceship and leaving Earth and everything. They have to find something called Warp-sama, which is a giant fish thing we saw in the earlier episode, because that's how you get into the demon realm. So they go off to some planet where the Warp-sama is. Goku keeps calling him a goldfish, a giant goldfish, just pissing him off and everything.
Kingo.
Yep. They have to enter a PIN number, and it seems that Kaioshin-sama sending the information over to Kibito, but they get in there before he has time to send the message, because I'm assuming once they go into that other world, like, the communication isn't possible anymore.
Yeah.
And,
Which that just makes me wonder, what are the point of the gods of this world? Seriously.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, they go into, like, the fish, and it's like this dimensional thing with all the spinning around and crap, and I think part of it was on purpose because Goku pissed him off.
Yeah, he pissed off the warp zone fish thing.
The Warp-sama, yeah. And they go to another thing where it's like a relay center. They got the 3 different demon realms, and I guess they can't go to the first one directly. They got to go to the third one and work their way up. They can't even go to the second one or whatever. So they go to the third one, more spinning around, and yeah, so it's kind of suspicious because Kaioshin keeps asking questions and everything to Glorio.
And Glorio doesn't seem to give straight answers.
Yeah, and he does mention that he does work like in the first realm or whatever, and asking him like, okay, what do you do there? You know, this or that.
A little bit of that, you know.
Yeah, so it is kind of sus there. And yeah, so you end up in a demon realm, and it's established that in the demon realm there's all this like gas from these different floating volcanoes and stuff. And even though it's not toxic or anything, it does like make the world harder to move through and everything.
The air is heavier there because of all the gases that are in the air. Sort of like if you know, you go to other planets, like for example, Venus is known for having a lot of you know, a very gassy atmosphere. So of course, you know, our air would be different from Venus's air. That type of thing.
Yeah. So from there they get attacked by bandits, but it's kind of funny because the air is so like slow. Even when they shoot arrows, the arrows like land slowly and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Glorio has a gun and he shoots at them to make the bandits go away, and it's just like, you know, whatever, they're just bandits. It's not like a major whatever. So they go back in the ship. They fly out to a local town, and they're gonna chill in the hotel overnight. And then the next night he'll send them to meet the king that summoned them, which again, he's kind of, Glorio's kind of like...
The king of the third demon world.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing that stands out is when they flew through like to get there, there is a giant statue of Darbora there that reminds us that he was the former king of the demon world. So, yeah, they arrive in town, they go to the hotel, the guy there wants to charge him like some crazy ass price, but Glorio points out he's got a gun.
Yeah, I like it. So it's like, even though I wasn't really paying fully attention before I even looked at the subtitle, he said it's going to be Saman. I said, Saman? Even I was like, that's a lot of money. I mean, if I was thinking about it in the terms of yen, and then they say you're going to take the ghost sandwich, which is 5,000. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit more doable. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So they go to the hotel. Goku's hungry because, you know, when they showed up and everything, it was in the middle of their dinner party and all that stuff. So, no way, Goku's playing with Vegeta still. I don't know. No,
he said that he had
eating.
He said he had eaten and he said he was, you know, okay, and then later on he said he was finally just hungry again. That's all.
So there's a nearby bar, and they have burgers and stuff, because I guess the demon realm has burgers too. So they go check out the bar, and of course all the people are looking at them and giving them dirty stares. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that the Warp-sama was suspicious of the characters because, you know, the whole thing with the demon realm people having pointy ears. Kaioshin has naturally pointed ears, but Goku doesn't. So he does, like, I guess some kind of magic thing to temporarily give Goku like pointy ears so that the fish could let them pass. But the thing is, I don't know why they didn't. I guess it was just because Goku looked weird like that ongoing, but it should have just kept his ears like that right off the bat. But anyways, Goku's getting them dirty looks from the people because he doesn't got the pointy ears at the bar, and they start picking a fight. And at first, Glorio does fight them off and stuff. There's a considerably large dude that he just takes on without a problem, so it's kind of cool. Kind of showcases that Glorio is a strong fighter in his own right. And eventually they mess with Goku directly, so of course Goku gets involved. And for him, it's a good exercise because it helps him to get used to the mobility, get used to a smaller body, and adjust to like the heavier air, you know. So he's better at his movement now. And one thing that we both pointed out that's kind of cool to see Goku just fight it out with martial arts here and there.
Yeah, because as pointed out by me, I got sick of all that nonsense in Z where it was like, oh, power up, ki blast, power up, ki blast. I was like, hey, martial arts, Dragon Ball. That's what I think of when I think of Dragon Ball. I like the martial arts aspect of it. Not the, oh, we got a ki blast, power, all that stuff, that Z and all the other stuff.
Yeah, so Goku was doing like, you know, punches, flying kicks and stuff, you know, spin kick to the face and all that, and like doing backflips to avoid stuff. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of like,
it was practical.
Classic Dragon Ball style. And I like the fact that the combination of making Goku smaller and then like the air restricting his movements, it does give a good excuse that he's not that powerful. It kind of explains a bit that why he's being limited and stuff like that, and him.
And he has to get used to his new body and this new demon world atmosphere too. Because like I said, it's different from Earth. You know, sort of like, you know, going back to Z, you know, when he was going to, you know, Namek, he had to train in the different gravity because the gravity is going to be different on Namek compared to Earth, you know.
Yeah. So in the end, though, even though they did defeat all the like I guess the bar patrons there looking for a fight, they were still gonna get some payback. So the next morning, when Glorio wakes up Goku and Kaioshin, they're gonna head out. The spaceship is gone.
Yeah.
They took the spaceship
and they left the note that we can't read because it's in demon language.
Yeah, and it's very confusing.
That's the thing. I just kind of asked about it, and they were saying, yeah, you can't read it because it's like, it's not Japanese, it's just weird gibberish kind of with the way that it was written. And the only part that did seem to make some kind of sense was the second part. It was like ikuze, and that didn't make sense for the context of the thing. So
yeah. And the weird thing also is that usually when there are like important signs, because of course it's all Japanese, there would be subtitles translating it, and there were no subtitles translating
it. Yeah, because probably demon language means made up language, which means there isn't really much we can make from it.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious because starting November 3rd, I think is the day. November 10th, was it?
Oh. I think so.
Yeah. Funimation and them, they're gonna finally catch up, you know, and start dubbing them in English. So it wasn't like before where I guess it was promised it was gonna be a simultaneous thing. Now they're gonna do that. So I guess we're gonna be 3 or 4 episodes ahead of them if you're watching strictly the sub version like we're watching right now. And I'm wondering if that scene, if they're going to either redraw the words in English or if they're going to be some kind of subtitle, some approximation. So to be honest, that's probably the only dub episode I might be curious to see, at least that scene, if they put some kind of subtitle or something about that. We'll maybe backtrack to that when we get there. For the dub, the only thing I know is that the original person, of course we didn't really grow up with American Dragon Ball, I grew up with Dragon Ball in Mexico and everything. And but the person who voiced Goku as a kid, I'm assuming when they ever dubbed Dragon Ball and GT, is coming back to dub Kid Goku in the dub. So all
and I think it's the same person that voiced Kid Gohan, and I didn't like his voice even then before I even knew about the original. So
yeah. And on other news, Masako Nozawa turned 88 recently.
Yeah, on the 25th.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, she still did like a little Instagram thing, a happy birthday, whatever. She still did the Kamehameha and everything, and it's so weird. Well, the thing is, I have to watch. I think her voice does kind of sound Goku-ish when she talks in her normal speaking voice. So it's not like the Simpsons, the Marge Simpson thing where the actress is like wrecking her vocal cords every episode. It's Marge, and you guys see the Simpsons as the seasons go on, like the voice gets worse and worse and worse. So in here, I think Masako is not really stressing her voice as much. I guess she just got the powerful lungs for the you know, all the power-up screams.
Well, I think the thing with her, too, is the fact that she never actually, well, like you say, you had the Mark Simpson thing, but at the same time, she's been consistently doing the voice. So I think that might help a bit, too, with that. Because I'm just thinking about, like, characters like, was it Fujiko from...
Lupin?
From Lupin. Yeah, Lupin the Third. Like, her voice actually, well, she's had a couple, but the last one that she had, you could so hear it in the latest work that they did when they did that Detective Conan and Lupin crossover. And she was still doing Fujiko's voice, but you could so hear that it's like her character is still supposed to be young, but you can hear how old the voice actress sounded trying to do the voice because she hadn't done it in so long.
Yeah.
So it's not like with Nozawa, with her, she's always consistently done Goku's voice, so I didn't have time to get that old sound to it, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is, with Dragon Ball, like, there's never been a real, I mean, I know in terms of the anime itself, there's been breaks, but, like, Dragon Ball in general with, like, all these weird, like, mostly the video games, like, all these video games that she still has to dub over in Japan and everything, like, she's never really given Goku too much of a break. So even when there was nothing after GT, all the Budokai games and stuff, she's still stressing the voice. She's still repeating the storyline.
Yeah, games, the Dragon Ball specials, any other specials they would do over there that
any
was
commercials
Japan only.
and crossovers and stuff like that and everything. So she never really had like a long hiatus from voicing Goku, and they have to redub Dragon Ball Kai all over again.
And the thing is, she's still doing voice work even after GT, just for other series.
Yeah.
And so, like I think of Guilmon from Digimon Tamers. I mean, she voiced her. I mean, she voiced him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's so adorable, you know? It's
yeah. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on here. It's an episode that kind of, I guess, gives more lore. It explains a bit of the demon world, the demon realm, and like how it functions and some of the things. It adds an extra plot point because whenever the time comes that Kibito and the others are going to join him, it's like, oh shit, they don't got the pin number. How are they going to, you know, get past the Somzama thing and stuff like that. So it is pretty interesting. And yeah, I like this new story. It's really going heavy into the lore and storyline and just kind of building more of a story. And
as
everything.
Opposed to, yeah, fight, key blast.
Yeah. But you know how it is. I'm sure eventually we're gonna kind of get there. But at least now they're doing all the building blocks, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I prefer in my series. Just saying.
Yeah.
So like I said, I really enjoyed this episode because of all the lore building. I like the fact that Goku had to learn how to fight with his newer body because it gives me those Dragon Ball vibes, which I like and which I missed, which is something I was anticipating with GT. It just kind of...
And you know what? Now that I thought about it, in GT they never stressed that much. In GT, the most Goku did was he was kind of like he had to get used to the fact that everybody was taller than him and that he couldn't teleport. And the teleport would make him just fall or something. But it didn't really go into this with more detail that his body's smaller. He has to calculate the distance because he has much smaller limbs and all that kind of stuff.
It's sort of like I'm going back to Detective Conan again, but it's sort of like Shinichi and Detective Conan when his body shrank.
Yeah.
Trying to learn, like, you know, like he did this little thing where he's a soccer player. He would use, kick the soccer ball and he'd kick it so hard he could probably give you a concussion if, aim it just right at your head or at any other part of your body. Then when he first got his, he first shrank, he tried to do it again. It's like, oh, that tickles. Because he missed, and he didn't have enough strength to kick the ball either. So that's why he had to get the gadgets to help him out.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. This is the third episode of Dragon Ball Daima. The next episode looks like there's going to be like more bad guys and things to come. So we'll see what's happening. One thing I do want to say, this episode, the random bar people, like the big green guy in them, they were shown in earlier artwork of upcoming characters. So I don't know if this is just like their one scene or they're going to come back later or not.
It would be interesting if they are like, they work for... maybe someone that's after Glorio, because I don't know, he's still a little suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Like he works for the, he could work in the first demon realm, but he's hanging out, but he's from the third demon realm. But, it just seems like he's bringing them to see their king to get rid of Goma.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny when Goku called him King Tama. I was like, really?
Yeah.
How you mix up Goma with Tama? They don't sound alike.
Oh,
I mean, he might look like he could be a little egg thing, but come on now.
Yeah.
And something else I don't think Mark really mentioned here is with the realms. Now, Kaioshin mentioned that the realms, at one point, you can freely go between each of them, but now you got to have, like, the passcodes or the warps and all that stuff. So that's why they have to kind of work their way back, and they can't just go straight to the second, where Kaioshin is from.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see how that's going to all break down. But, yeah, we'll keep going and check out the later episodes as we go to episode 4 next week, and we'll see what happens there as the plot, continues.
And I hope that it doesn't become like a rush job in the end, because it's only 20 episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't have much hope that the Earth Roamers, as I would say, can do as much. Because I really, really was hoping we get like a last hurrah with all the, original Dragon Ball characters.
I mean, to be honest, I'm just glad Piccolo's going to be involved later. Because it could have been so easily just Goku and Vegeta, but Piccolo's going to show up. So at least that's something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either ways, we'll get there when we get there.
Right.
This Mark Rodriguez here.
This is Wendy. See you guys.
Yep, we'll keep continuing to review each episode of Daima as long as time allows. Have a good one.